Welcome everyone. Yes, we are here with the Light of the Infinite Festival. Excited to join you live on our platforms. Happy to collaborate together with Breslov Israel, amunalive.com, together with Erez or aka D1. My name's Eli Goldsmith, and we are going into the Light of Infinite United Souls Focus. Thank you for making this a reality by you guys signing up, being part of the flow. And it's a big opportunity to share some little bit midnight here in the Holy Land vibes with the Midnight Rabbi, myself, that's another name, alias. I have a bunch of those. And the point is to bring the energy of what we're doing into your flow, that you should be able to take this infinite light that's available tonight. It's Kaf Hey Elul, which is the Chuf A, is 25th of Elul, is Ma'aseh Bereishis, the first day, the Or. There's a tremendous light that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is bringing into the world, especially after the darkness that's been descended upon in the last few years in the world with the corona epidemic and also the mental health crisis, all the crazy things people have gone through. So as the darkness has grown, so has the light, as it's brought down in our holy Sfarim and our holy books. The concept is that there always has to be a balance in the world, and as the darkness has increased, which we have all experienced on a personal level and a global level, even now, I just had the Carnegie Hall event looking like it's not going ahead because there's still corona restrictions. Unbelievable. We see it's still dark in some places with these ways of thinking and acting, and it's up to us, the people of light, the people of all the goyim, of we are this nation that has a nation of light, as a good friend sings, we have the opportunity to share that energy and power to not only from within, but also on a soul level that influences the sphere of influence around us. We can penetrate on an inner level from the inner realms of our being and help each other. I'm going to hopefully over the next half an hour go into a little bit of a new light from Rav Shalom Orish. Remember, we are collaborating with his wonderful platforms in Breslov Israel, so we have a lot of appreciation for his teachings. And A New Light is the perfect book in the garden of yearning and will. The concepts of light, Keser, Rotzen, and will are very bound up together. And it's something we have to realize that when Hashem was shining into the world, creation, and through the Torah, through these holy letters, bringing down this infinite light, the Or Ein Sof, into our world reality, into the concept of creation that we learn about, Ma'aseh Bereishis, which is happening right now in the reality of Kaf Hey Elul, of this time we're in right now, the 25th of Elul, 5-6 days before Ma'aseh Bereishis of V'Yodem, that we became Na'aseh Odom, we became creation ourselves as humanity. The soul level was already in existence from before the aspect of Ma'aseh Bereishis, from before the creation, the act of creation. So our reality, the level of soul, existed before everything. Now, the concept of creation of man was that joining together, that partnership between the soul level and the physical expression of the soul, the clothing of the soul. And we have that ability as Odom, Aleph, Daled, Mem, being made up of these holy letters, and each of us with our own name, with our own personal mission hinted to within our name, and not only that hinted, but in this essence, revealing what our purpose is through the letters, through this combination. Because remember, Kodesh Baruch Hu took this infinite light, the Creator itself, and he put that light into the letters of creation, and that formed where we are now. Now, without getting too absorbed in these concepts, I want us to bring it down to a real level. As I said, we're in 2022. Everyone's going through all kinds of constrictions. And we have to understand that was part of creation, that there would be simsumim. We talk a lot from Gedalia Fenster and other friends of ours that the ideas of Hashem constricting his light affects us on a real level, on a daily level, with how every day in creation our soul comes down again. We say, we get given back this deposit, a part of our eternal being, and it comes down back into the world, into our soul, so that we, the Nishmas Chaim, we have ability to bring out in a daily level another expression of level of our soul. And this is something we have to understand. This is a practical reality that we are all living with. We all have this new portion of soul. Each day we're ki'ilu, like as if we're born again, a certain moda'ani, a creation afresh with thanks and attitude of gratitude that we have this new level of soul, and we go into the day. Elokai neshama tahara, he gave us beautiful soul. God gave us his soul, pure soul, and we have the opportunity now on each day of our life to live with that new experience of soul. That's the freshness, that's the newness of each day. It's not just that the world is awakened fresh, the dew is on the floor or wherever you are, and you see this beautiful world with the sun rising and the clouds, if there's no clouds, blue skies of Yerushalayim, where I'm based, thank God, right now, especially in the summer. It's getting a little bit colder, a little bit cloudier, but the concept is that it's a freshness of creation. But within each of us, there's a certain newness on a daily level. It's up to us to hopefully go to bed in such a way, like right now, as I said, it's midnight, with the ability to go to bed in a way that's with the proper kavanah, with the preparation of Kriya Shema Lamita, and depositing that soul level in the correct way that we had for that day before, and basically bringing it to a level of purity and clarification that it should return to its creator and deposited with the creator in a way that is fulfilling its purpose for eternity. That's how deep the experience of going to bed is. And he talks about this in this beautiful book of Rabbi Moish, the idea of the proper ritzonos, proper will when we go to sleep, the idea of the experience of having the right understandings of what it means to go to bed and understand what it means to sleep and what we're experiencing in these higher realms when we're sleeping, and the idea that the soul is fulfilling its purpose even in the world of sleep, and then another new portion comes down. There's an opportunity for us. But what we all need to do is learn the language of the soul, because one of the struggles, yes, Happy New Year, someone wrote already on the live feed, that we're going through the struggles, Happy New Year to you, the Happy New You. That's what Gedalia says very wisely. It has to be a new you, not just a new year. That we have to realize we're new, we're fresh. And this infinite light, this infinite potential that's being constricted into a daily experience. This one, as we said, it comes through the letters of the Torah, the letters of creation, the idea that there's a Seder, there's an order to creation, and we have to tune ourselves into it in a real way. But then there's also the reality of our personal development, that we have to learn what it means to be a soul, what it means to have ability to communicate from the level of the soul. But the way we do that, we first have to become more in touch with the soul level. You know, there are beautiful books, thank God, Safar, beautiful Beis Midrash, and beautiful opportunities to learn more and more what the soul is about. And there's many books we can discuss in the future class, what it means to learn those books and understand it from the Torah point of view. But for a practical level right now, for you and me to think about when we wake up or when we go to bed and when we're going through our day, that we have a soul, to remind ourselves we have this pure soul, this gift, this eternal gift from God himself, and it's planted in us. It gives us ability to overcome all the struggles, to deal with our emotional issues, to face our stuff, not stuff our face, to be able to hopefully go through the day with a certain awareness that's from a godly source, to be able to hopefully control somewhat our drives, and on a daily level when we're entering into the physical experiences of eating and drinking and doing business, that we should remind ourselves of the soul level, the values and the purpose of what we're here for. They should influence those experiences and elevate those experiences, elevate those sparks that are needed to be elevated. This is a daily experience of soul. And not only that, obviously the connection with other people. This is when life gets a bit more difficult. We mentioned business, but just relationships, even saying goodbye to our loved one as we go on our day, to give them a blessing, to give them a strengthening of soul, a good word, a feeling of love and concern. And that's why the importance of being around, being focused, being present with those we love, being able to have that kind of connection, that they feel empowered on the soul level. They themselves, so the people around you, are also experiencing a soul connection, because that's what you're tuning into. You know, when I was on the streets as the Midnight Rabbi and dealing with at-risk teenagers for many, many years, so one of the important realities I noticed was that many of us, many of us, and I hope you guys are hearing. You can always give me a thumbs up or something, so you're with me with this. That one of the points of one of my rabbis told me, and say I was like in some crazy bar or nightclub or dealing with music gigs or wherever I was, and I was a little bit concerned for my soul's well-being in those places. The rabbis told me that just remember, when you're talking to these guys or girls, or generally my focus was on the guys, just because of knowing where my talent is with that kind of connection. And I basically was focusing on the soul level of those people. When I was working for rehab, and there was guys and there was girls, there's different parts of the job, so I was trying to focus in on the soul level, and that's what the Rabbanim, the rabbis who I was blessed to have connection with, were guiding me, that it's always about the soul level. When I had to go to a place which was a bit more challenging on the soul level, maybe even some would say questionable, the focus again from the Rabbanim was, you're doing a shlichus, you're going there with the soul focus, you're doing this lishma, you're doing this for a higher purpose, and you're not just going there to experience whatever the seemingly pleasurable things that are on offer there. And then obviously I didn't engage in them in any forbidden way, but the point is that the attraction of the world shouldn't take away my focus of what I'm there for. I'm there to connect with the people I love. I'm there to elevate the experience and to be able to, once again, remember, thank God we have the 3 times of prayer, but remember that Rabbi is reminding us again and again, and the Tzaddikim, Rabbi Nachman, Rabbi Feiglin, Rabbi Simcha, and all the Tzaddikim, the Baal Shem Tov, and the Vilna Gaon, and all the Tzaddikim. We just had a Rabbi Harry today in the house, our Double Amunah Tuesday, and this is the continuation. That's why I'm teaching for the Brez of Israel Chevra. I'm teaching now in the second part of our Double Amunah Tuesday today, because it's the idea of this double energy we have in the morning, have the afternoon. So this time it's a midnight session. For the second session, a one-off before we get to the new year, the new energy, the new you, the new opportunities that are available. So we're discussing the idea that this freshness and this connection can come. One of the ways is through Spodidus, through constantly talking to Hashem. That's what we're learning here. We'll read a little bit, hear a little bit from Rabbi himself about the idea of praying, and to realize that there's a time of prayer and willing acceptance. There's a time to arouse our own will, and corresponding to extending the arousal of our own will below, Hashem will above is aroused to pour forth an abundance of good onto the people of this world, and that's through will, just by wanting it, just by arousing the will. Like right now, I have a class together, we're arousing an inner will, and that inner rotzen, that inner panemius, that united soul level. That's the idea that bringing together souls, the light of the infinite festival is bringing souls together, like Rabbi Tatz. Erez was so excited that he had him on, and he just messaged me before this, the concept of someone like Rabbi Tatz. Like, I was blessed to be by him in Golders Green back in the day, on my beginning years of tshuva and learning, and the excitement of being with a Rabbi Tatz and hearing his awesome teachings back then in the JLE based midrash. It was amazing, the Jewish Learning Exchange. The idea of being able to hear from someone who brought down from his rabbi, Moish Shapiro, and all the way back through Rav Desta, who I'm named after, to tap into that chain of Tzaddikim all the way through. And it's important to know that Moish Shapiro, he was in all of the Svarim, and I had the merit to be by him one time in Bayat Begun, Leil Shabbos, in the night of Friday night. And what was he learning? He was learning Torah Or and the Kuti Torah. I couldn't find any of those Svarim, because that's the books he was learning, the Svarim of the Balatanya. And obviously we know that when it comes down to it, there's really no misnagdim in a foxhole. We're in a time in history where everybody's learning everything. So, and if they're not, or if they say they're not, they're really in denial. As they always used to be called, a closet Chabadnik, closet Breslover, closet this, closet that. Because on the soul level, inside us, inside that closet of heart, there's a soul, and we're always connecting into that inner level. It's really the only way that we can really overcome our difficulties and deal with ourselves in this time of history. So my hope and my blessing, as we're going into this class already halfway through, is that, one, realize you have a soul level. We have to summarize. You have a soul level, you have a gift every day, a new portion of soul given to you. Just like in creation, the soul level was given to creation, to man, Nishmas Chaim. It was blowing into Odom, and we're going to hear that on shofar, as the shofar is an expression of that, of the holy breath of the soul coming into humanity, as the shofar blowing, a new shepherd, a new abundance comes into this new world, this new you, this new opportunity to live in this world. 5783. This is the year 5,783 years of creation, and the idea of Pei Gimel this year, Nasa Gadola, Posum Godel. This idea to bring down this tremendous abundance of godless, of greatness, this human greatness, the soulful greatness, the Torah's greatness, Hashem's greatness. This is within us all. And it's up to us to tune into that level of ourselves. So everyone here who's in the light of Infinite Fest, all of you guys have the ability to share. This is really important. Thank God Erez is giving us the time, and he himself got inspiration, say, from Rabbi Tatz, and I myself got inspiration from Rabbi Tatz all those years ago, and then we get to share a renewed version of Rabbi Tatz in this time through technology that can go global. But it's up to us to make it global. It's up to us as part of our daily mission to make sure that God's light is glowing global. It shouldn't just stay within our own holy books and stay within our own prayer services. It's something which needs to shine out. Our faces have to shine out, and how we use technology has to be used to shine out. And we have the ability, as Rabbi Harry is wisely saying, with certain decentralizations, that we all have a voice now. And fine, it's a little bit of a struggle to break through all the barriers now online, but we together can do it. So whoever is here has the power to like, to share, to comment, to make it real, to make it energized. That's where we're all at, on a real level. So I just want to ask you everything. So I bless everyone to really do that mission of sharing light, all the nations, that everyone in the world should see the light, the infinite light, in their feeds, in their email boxes, in their WhatsApp chats, in their TikTok, if they waste their time on that craziness. The idea that it should be lit literally with fire. We have to bring out the soul level into everything we're doing, how we speak, how we perform music. Unity bookings, that's one of my big passions, bringing together wonderful artists. We just had This in Black interview by Shlomi Zions, and we had the opportunity to see Ariel, hopefully on this, someone I worked with many years, and Moish Gersh, and all these soulful people bringing out. These are people that, thank God, are coming onto this platform as well. Shlomo Katz the other day, a book for amazing. He was here the last time. And as you said, Rabbi Harry. And then we got all these other wonderful people that were slowly coming together. There's a need, an awakening of consciousness, not just in our world, in Yerushalayim, but in the whole world, in LA, in New York, in Miami, in London, where I'm originally from. The whole world's waking up, and now it's up to us to push the message out, to reach out to communities and bring those soulful people and make those bookings, bring the light of the soul to the world, to the youth, so they should see role models of inspiration in music and creativity and art. This is our power, this is our ability, and this is the will of Hashem, especially in our generation. As the creation renews itself, we have to renew our passion to share this global. It's up to us. Rav Shalom Arush, please God, is going to be in New York. Everyone who's there has an opportunity. Someone was saying to me, remind them, yes, they have the recommended opportunity to partner with him. But it's not just the financial aspect. It's not just about sharing the books. It's about internalizing the teachings and bringing them alive, to do their spoilers, to bring out. That's the biggest simcha from our Rosh, is that people should start applying it from the Tzaddikim, applying the eitzes of the Tzaddikim. That's the key, to tune in to the advice. The advice is light, being condensed into practical, real ways of affecting change in this world and eternal world, and to bring out the bridge between the spiritual to the physical, to our real daily struggles, and to bring the light of the infinite into that, to bring the light of the soul, this nishmas chaim, this eternal experience, into our everyday conversations, how we speak to each other, how we connect, to give over that love. All of us have it. All of us know it. We all want connection. Why was it so hard during Corona? Because we were missing the connection of ponim, connecting with people, and missing the ability to create those experiences, those events, those opportunities. And it wasn't just the fear side of it, which we should never allow again to take over ourselves. We should always have that strong faith in Hashem, that strong emunah, and realize that any fear that exists is just us to become more aware of the true nature of creation, that it's all for us to come closer to our purpose, to our mission, and not to allow anything to take us away from that. No media, no government, no anybody. To realize we have that ability to spiritualize the internet, to spiritualize everything, spiritualize this world, and to understand that it will lead to a fulfilled experience of daily life, a happiness, an eternal happiness, a simcha, a mitis, a true joy. That's the language of the soul. And that's why I wrote a book, United Souls. I have it on extracts on Substack, 21 as already, and you guys can subscribe and connect into my book, how I'm describing it in a step-by-step way, through understanding different parts of tools of creation that Hashem put in, the Shabbos and the Yom Tov. And if you're not Jewish, the idea of disconnect to reconnect. Everyone has to have time away from this technology so they can reconnect to the silence and of the soul, the still voice. They can reconnect to their true essence, reconnect to their family and their friends without the constant buzzing of technology, to be able to then come back to the technological world and elevate it and spiritualize it. Everyone can do that. It's not just a Jewish thing, it's a global reality. It needs to be part of daily life, that everyone needs to disconnect in a real way. And obviously you have to do it with simcha, with joy, not because someone's forcing it upon you, but because you know that that's your true way of re-energizing and as my wife always says in our Relationship Flow podcast, to regroup, to be able to have that time to regroup with a loved one, to be together with them and to appreciate them and appreciate their beautiful soul, to give that feeling of appreciation and gratitude that we have souls around us. Beautiful souls are gifts, even the ones that challenge us. They're helping us become more refined. And Eza Kenegdo, the soulmate itself, is bringing us to a high level of understanding who we are and mirroring into us the truth of our development, of what we need to work on. So we're getting into a lot of concepts, but the main thing, all of you, is to make this something which is part of a daily routine, that you have to remind yourself on a daily level before going to bed. I have a soul, I'm returning it to my Creator. What did I do with that soul today? Purify that level of soul, give it back all clean, all polished, all nice, give it a kiss, and then return it to our Creator. And now a new level comes down, a new level of awareness. Read another bit from Moish, just to get some chizuk from Rabbi Nachman. Said that it's impossible for a person to pray the entire prayer service. So we're having a lot of praying right now, with Slicha and Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, with proper deep feeling. Rather, every individual can only recite a part of the prayer with deep feeling. It's all about those Nakudas Tovas, the Zamanakai Ba'odi. There's little bits that we can concentrate. This may be one person gets it out of Ketoris, the incense, or Bazooka de Zimra, the ideas of praising Hashem with deep feeling. I saw teaching this Rabbi Nachman's right, but I was unable to copy it. However, a lot of what I recall from there is that this corresponds to a statement in the Tikkunim. Tikkunim is, I believe, the Tikkunei Zohar, the masters of the hands, the master of the feet, and so forth. Thus, every individual is inspired able to pray a part of a prayer with deep feeling on his level. Therefore, a person should not feel downhearted when he sees that although he was able to pray some part of the prayer with deep intention, suddenly that stuff he cannot pray properly anymore, no matter how hard he tries, because this is how things have to be. Try to recite the rest of the prayer with absolute simplicity. So there's tremendous atheism just in this one paragraph, tremendous advice, tremendous light, this will, this rotzen, this kesser, this panemius, this inner light coming up to Rosh Hashanah. Hashem is going to, like it says in the Yoshua Emes, he's going to shine on that good moment. That's when the Yom Adin takes place, at the best moment of Rosh Hashanah, when we're most connected to the soul level. That is when everything is decided, because Hashem is kind, Hashem is He's giving us a new year of life. He's not judging us like the way it's talked about. He's really tuning in and only then judging us at the best moments, so that it should be in the end a gift of another year of life, a gift of blessings, a gift of goodness. And that's what he wants. And every day, a bit of that Yom of judgment, I suppose we call it Yom Adin, comes down in another parcel of light through our soul level, through the experience, and we can share that on a daily level throughout the year. But remember, it's always coming from that good place that Hashem homes in on us on Rosh Hashanah, that special moment, the Rosh, the head of the year. And every day there's a certain aspect of Barak Aleinu that we're praying for new abundance. For example, with Panasa, praying for new, everyone needs a little bit more Yeshivadas, peace of mind. So we're praying for that. And we have to understand it's coming down on a daily level, through our prayers, through our will, through our rotzen. And that's the importance of a daily service, a daily lifestyle of dedication to pray and to bring down the abundance into our vessel through prayer, into our kli. I bring it into our reality, our home, into our family, into our car, into our computer, into our phones, into everything. Bring the abundance so that we should be able to know how to respond in the right way, know how to make the right business deals. These eitzes, this tremendous advice comes out from Sukkot. But remember, we've already had to first clean ourselves off, so we're a kli for those advice. How do we do that? From Yom Kodesh, for Yom Kippur, that's where you make tshuva, and then we come to Sukkot. All this advice is surrounding us. The eitzim of the Sukkah is this tremendous or makif, this tremendous infinite light surrounding us, and potential. And the point is to bring it in through the nanuim, through the shaking lulav and esrog, internalizing it, bringing it back again. Every time we shake the lulav and esrog, we're bringing it back again, and then dancing with the Torah, the ultimate expression of truth, bringing it with joy, and bringing it into the new year, into our life, into our daily experience. Just like when we learn on a daily level, we come and we sit, we learn, we tap into the truth, and we bring that into the day ahead of us. And hopefully at the end of the day, we learn a little bit. And if some people are blessed to learn all day and pray all day, amazing. But the most important thing is that we bring it into actualization, into how we act as people. Human reality needs to be soulful reality. We need to bring the soul level to technology. We need to bring the soul level to our relationship. We need to bring the soul level to everything we do. So that's really a big way of United Souls, and how it connects in with the Light of the Infinite Festival, and hopefully Unity Inspires Projects. You can check me out at Instagram at Unity Inspires Projects. I'm constantly putting out classes and different ways and tools of how to do that. Remember, subscribe to United Souls. You can see it in the book form, and check out Erez's book, The Light of Infinite. Enjoy sharing people's light. Build each other. We're a team. We're not, like, no one's going to get more successful than anybody else if we help someone. Take a note out of Joe Rogan, like how much he builds his community, the world of comedy and sports and entertainment. He's building the people around him, and he's just getting more and more successful doing it. So don't think that by giving a like or love towards other influence, other people teaching, other people who have light to share, by denying them a platform, just denying yourself, because you're not being really fulfilling your purpose. So we have to help each other, collaborate. That's why in our Muna class weekly, double Muna weekly, always try and have a guest, always give them a platform. And you can check out all those classes at munalive.com. I want to thank you all. As we round off, just make a little l'chaim, a bit of water before I go to bed, and return that portion of souls we mentioned. I just want to thank you for joining us, and just end off with a very, very quick point and story that, thank God, I think will express this. And the story's coming down, and you hear the sirens here in Yerushalayim, Baruch Hashem. It's always busy here, but we know that this year has tremendous potential, and the idea, potential, God, or great potential with a P. Don't deny your potential. And the story is that I myself, I didn't know. I was traveling, I was looking, searching, and I said the story. I was running along the beach in Brighton, and I was singing Hinema Tov V'Noim Shevetchem Yachad, and I knew I had this vision of light, of unity, of people that I loved, people I cared about, home. Join him in this journey, and I was in Brighton Beach. You have to know Brighton Beach, what that means. And it was dark, and it was raining, and it was storming, and I was visualizing this place of light in that darkness, in that place of constriction where things aren't so straight in the way they should be, or so ordered the way people can be. A lot of chaos going on over there in university, etc., and in my life, and what was going to be the future potential of myself. And I was visualizing this place of light, a place where I'd find my soulmate, a place where I'd bring souls down. My children under the chuppah were bringing souls down. All the souls, all the potentials there under the wedding canopy. This is the experience of soul again and again. And I was visualizing this potential. And I knew I had to come to Yerushalayim. I knew I had to fulfill that in the Holy Land and fulfill that purpose. And hopefully, we're working on it. I mean, there's been some ups and downs, and that's part of, as we said, there's always going to be constrictions and moments where you don't feel the light. You feel a lot of darkness and a lot of confusion. But then, once again, if you keep strong, you just have to hold strong and remind yourself. We have these tools, we have these books, we have the prayer service, we have the spodiness, we have all the different advices, mindfulness, all the ways to center ourselves, to meditate, to connect to people we love, to talk with them, to care for them, by becoming a godly person, as we said already, arouse a will above, by us having a tremendous will below, and this idea that we have the tools to stay strong and never give up, and be able to, in the end, become our full potential, hopefully, in whatever form that comes out, and to be happy with it, samech, and to rejoice with those moments of connection, those moments of goodness and clarity, and to give strength to all those harder moments from those moments of goodness. So I hope that's my blessings. We finish off today. Thank God. I think that there's tremendous light here for all of us, and now the challenge is to bring it into our daily life, bring it to those we love, bring it into our interactions, and make this world a beautiful place. The infinite light will become part of our soul experience. It will become part of the United Souls Eternal. Check out Unity Bookings, check out United Souls, check out Erez's new book, Infinite Light. Check it out, The Light of the Infinite Festival. Keep sharing this, all the wonderful content, and make this world a place filled with light. In every space they should know about these concepts and be able to live them with joy. Thank you again for tuning in, and share this global. We appreciate it. All the best, all the love, and have a beautiful Shabbos and a Kasiva, Chasima, Tova. Everyone should be written and inscribed for the new year. It should be a year of sweetness and a year of soul. Amen.